Does Islam motivate you a bit more than most, like any other champ?
I'm motivated, I'm self-motivated, and I for sure want to crack at that belt. I for sure want to crack at that 70-pound belt to go for the Triple Crown.
And what a fight that would be, you and Islam. That'd be crazy, wouldn't it, after all these years?
A good fight, a good scrap. Southpaw. It was a good performance out of him, and fair play to him. He had the courage to do it, to go up. So yeah, I'm excited for it. Let's see what happens. Let's get back in the mix.
Dustin Poirier just finished Conor twice.
Why
so,
you say he
you know, we can't sleep on Dustin Poirier.
Everybody can finish Conor 10 times.
So after Dustin, you finish Conor if Conor wants?
If Conor gets it done with Michael Chandler, stylistically too, and the payday is
Brother, why not? If people have to be stupid, say no. Of course, I will fight this. Brother, when I will fight next, like October or November, I can fight August or September with McGregor.
Hey!
Brother, easy. This guy not same. I don't want to like make him feel like look bad, but everybody know this guy not same. Before, yeah, for sure. When
but even if he was
he's in a good shape, you know, he's like high level fighter, but right now, too much alcohol, too much whiskey.
Yeah, here it is. Here's him practicing. Like he's doing like how Aldo moves, and then he's doing how he moves. Bam! That's it. Like you knew what was gonna happen, and then here, look at this weird style, throwing that side kick, and then here it comes. Bang! I mean, crazy.
Conor McGregor just called out Islam Makhachev, and even Joe Rogan is absolutely stunned by this move. We're talking about the most shocking callout in combat sports right now, and nobody saw this coming. Not the fans, not the analysts, and definitely not the guy who's seen every wild moment in MMA history. This isn't just another typical McGregor attention grab either. This is strategic, this is calculated, and this is about to flip the entire lightweight division upside down.
Remember who it was, where you talked about the Chandler-Conor McGregor fight, and you're like, that's old news. Chandler comes out and says he's going to keep optimism about it. You, to be completely transparent at this point, as much as you want to be at least, how empty slate is that card? Or do you already have in your head what you're hoping to happen, and then you just kind of got to make it happen? Like where are you in the development of the card? Because I know that's a massive ordeal for all parties.
So my entire focus right now is on the launch this weekend. I got boxing on Friday, the UFC on Saturday. Sunday, I'm watching the Patriots go to the Super Bowl.
Hell yeah.
And then Monday, we're all in on the White House fight. We don't have anything laid out. Nothing. It'll all start Monday.
Okay. All right.
And no disrespect to Chandler. We love Chandler. Chandler's one of the... you don't have enough time in your show for me to talk to you about how awesome Chandler is. And you know how I feel about Conor and everything that he's done for the sport and this company. But yeah, that's not the fight we're going.
Here's what's got everyone's head spinning. Joe Rogan, the man who's witnessed every legendary moment in the octagon, sounds genuinely captivated when he breaks down why Conor is still the most dangerous first-round threat in the game. And listen, Rogan doesn't get impressed easily anymore. But when he talks about McGregor, there's this tone in his voice that says he's watching something special. Rogan keeps emphasizing that Conor isn't some fighter who needs time to find his rhythm or warm up. He's the complete opposite. From the moment that cage door closes, McGregor is already 3 steps ahead, reading his opponent like a book he's studied for months. Rogan describes this almost supernatural ability Conor has to download someone's fighting patterns before they even realize they have patterns. The guy will watch footage obsessively, break down every habit, every tendency, every split-second tell, and then drill counters until they become pure instinct. It's like he's running combat simulations in his head, while his opponents are still figuring out their game plan.
Conor knocked out Jose Aldo. You ever see that shit?
Yeah.
Where he was practicing that. He was like mimicking that.
But he was better than Conor overall. Because his wrestling
his career was certainly better than Conor's. But the thing about Conor is, in that first round particularly, he's so explosive and so quick.
Timing too. Yes. He comes in with the timing on fucking like dialed right in.
And that touch of death. He's got these big ass hands and he just fucking launches them at people.
Yeah.
In that first round, he's one of the most dangerous guys alive.
For sure.
He's so good, and it's just, I wonder how he's going to come back with that leg break. Here it is. Here's him practicing. Like he's doing like how Aldo moves, and then he's doing how he moves. Bam! That's it. Like you knew what was going to happen.
But here's where it gets even more fascinating. Rogan doesn't sugarcoat the brutal reality of what Conor's body has endured. The punishment this man absorbed cutting down to those lower weight classes was absolutely devastating. We're talking about a level of physical sacrifice that would break most fighters permanently. Rogan paints this picture of just how unforgiving those weight cuts were, how they pushed Conor's body beyond normal human limits. And here's the kicker, this torture is exactly why McGregor developed that finish-first mentality that made him famous. He understands better than anyone that the human body can't withstand endless rounds of elite-level punishment. So his entire fighting philosophy became about ending fights as quickly and decisively as possible. Minimize the damage, maximize the impact. This deep understanding of his own physical limits shaped every aspect of his approach. And according to Rogan, even after all the injuries, all the time away, all the questions about his hunger, Conor McGregor remains one of the most lethal forces in mixed martial arts.
He would have the massive weight cuts too at 45.
Oh my God, he looked like death. Yeah. He was one of those guys when I would see him, that was the real weigh-ins. That wasn't the weigh-ins where guys were a ceremonial weigh-in, where they weighed in at 10 o'clock in the morning. Like, look at him at weigh-in. And that motherfucker looks like he's on death's door.
Yeah.
And all that flexing and craziness, like your body is like, you could cramp up real bad at that point.
It's happened to me numerous times. You flex a little too hard after the weight cut.
Yeah, look at the difference. I mean, it's extraordinary. I mean, he's gaining a solid 20 plus pounds of water. So like just the amount of mental strength it took to get down to that 145, it was crazy. But at 145, he's so fucking big.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is like there's a giant benefit to it, but man, the cost on your kidneys and your organs and
the chin.
And the chin. The
reflexes.
Oh, your head, you're just fucking but that was the IV days though.
Now, while everyone's debating who Conor might face, Mauricio Rua just threw his name into the mix in the most authentic way possible. And get this, Rua didn't make his Callout from some comfortable press conference or social media post. This man fought through legitimate illness, debilitating pain, and a significant injury all on fight day itself, then calmly declared he wants McGregor next. Think about the mental toughness that takes. When a fighter can battle through that level of chaos and still speak confidently about future plans, that's not empty bravado. That's earned credibility. Rua essentially said if he can conquer that kind of adversity before a fight, then facing any big name after the fight is completely manageable. His logic is bulletproof. He's already proven he can handle the worst-case scenario, so why would he fear the best-case scenario? This Callout feels different because it came from a place of proven resilience, not just ambition.
A few days ago, my brother passed away, so I was very emotional with this. 2 weeks ago, I got an influenza, and today in the morning, I had so much pain in my back, I almost can move, can walk. So I know that God is helping me today, so I'm super, super happy.
Well, first of all, my condolences about your brother that's passed away. This may influence my next questions. I see you have your arm in a sling. What's happened to your right arm?
Okay, helping me today, so I'm super, super happy.
Well, first of all, my condolences about your brother that's passed away. This may influence my next questions. I see you have your arm in a sling. What's happened to your right arm?
O que aconteceu com seu braço ou com a sua mão?
Eu acredito que eu machuquei a mão, preciso fazer exame para saber como é que tá. Mas isso é a luta, faz parte. Tô feliz por estar aqui, tô feliz por ter quebrado a mão e venci a luta. Então tá tudo bem.
Yeah, so I think I broke my hand, but I'm happy anyway. I need to do X-ray, but yeah, I'm happy to win this fight.
Here's what makes this even more compelling. Rua's team fundamentally believes that Conor McGregor is a fighter you absolutely must meet in the middle. You can't wait him out, you can't play it safe, and you definitely can't try to point fight your way to victory. This isn't about rankings or politics for them. It's purely about precision timing and devastating striking. When you frame the matchup this way, suddenly the idea of McGregor on a massive card starts sounding less like fantasy booking and more like strategic reality. But then Jorge Masvidal entered the conversation and things got really interesting. When directly asked about a potential Conor fight, Masvidal didn't dodge or deflect. He confirmed there are genuine talks happening behind the scenes, which means this isn't just internet speculation anymore. However, he was equally clear that nothing is guaranteed yet, leaving everyone in suspense about what's really going on.
So let me ask you bluntly, are you in talks to fight Conor McGregor on the White House card?
Let me ask you that bluntly.
Is this true? Because look, Jorge, I just played the clip. Dana.
I know I seen the clip, brother. I tell you this much. My boy Ali is putting in the FaceTime, and I don't mean on the Apple to Apple. I mean he's putting in the FaceTime. You know, he's relatively neighbors with Hunter and Dana, so he's down there on the FaceTime. He's getting in their face, you know, and it's not looking bad right now.
Wow.
I'm not. I can't say too much more, but it's not looking bad right now. They're talking. Dialogue has been open. There's communication there. And we'll keep that communication going. And then that was before Ariel Helwani. What's going to happen now?
But wait, it gets even better. Masvidal actually explained why this super fight didn't happen before and why it feels inevitable now. According to Jorge, it all came down to timing and career phases. In previous years, Conor was in a different mindset, focused on more consistent opponents to maintain championship momentum. Masvidal humbly admitted he simply wasn't the man Conor was looking for at that time. But here's the game changer. Masvidal believes the landscape has fundamentally shifted. Both fighters are in different places now, with different goals and different opportunities. The stars are aligning in a way that makes a McGregor-Masvidal clash not just possible, but potentially inevitable. And when you consider both men's star power, their fighting styles, and their ability to sell a fight, this matchup makes perfect business sense.
I think, you know, Dana White said it best, you know, back then. You know, not only was I burning some premium jet fuel, but I was too much man for Conor, too big, what is he gonna do? Outstrike me? I think I would have been like a bad style from him. They probably wanted easier fights from him at that time. Someone where he could get his air beneath his sails, because it wasn't gonna be me. And I still think to this day, Conor knows it. He don't like that fight. She'll talk about everybody else but me, because he knows I'll snipe his ass quick. That little lucky left shit he does ain't gonna work with me, a premium striker, brother. I'm gonna see that shit a mile away and slap him in the face. You know, so I don't think versus Brandon ever would have been good. I'm gonna beat the fucking dog shit out of him, straight up stand-up style.
Are you surprised?
None of that grappling. I'm just gonna get in your face, knee your ribs, elbow your fucking face. It's gonna be a fight.
Michael Bisping, never one to mince words, broke down exactly why the Masvidal option keeps gaining momentum. Once Michael Chandler was definitively ruled out as Conor's next opponent, the list of viable high-profile possibilities immediately got much shorter. Bisping is completely on board with the philosophy that if Conor is going to be part of a massive card, it has to be against someone truly colossal. We're talking about a name that casual fans instantly recognize, someone with undeniable star power and incredible marketing appeal. When you stack up those requirements, Jorge Masvidal fits the bill better than almost anyone currently available. His highlight reel speaks for itself, that flying knee knockout, the personality, the trash talk, the whole package. Bisping sees this as entertainment first, competition second, and in that regard, Masvidal checks every single box.
Google MMA and you press news, all that comes up is stories about Jorge Masvidal potentially fighting. He's got big news. He's going to release it soon. And a lot of people speculating that it could be against Conor McGregor going down at the White House. And if you ask me, that actually makes a lot of sense. Of course, Dana White came out recently. He was on a podcast. He was asked about the likelihood of Michael Chandler versus Conor McGregor. And Dana shut it down. He said, no, listen, that was 2 years ago. It's passed by.
I know there's like all the talk of Michael Chandler and Conor. Do you see like that as like a real...
Here's what really caught my attention, though. Bisping connected all these discussions directly to Conor's recent behavior and public appearances. He observed that McGregor has been talking and acting like someone who fully expects this fight to happen. And this is crucial because Conor isn't the type to put himself in speculative situations unless he knows something concrete. Bisping believes this isn't just casual hype or random appearances. This is preparation. Conor's current demeanor suggests he's actively getting ready for something specific, something he knows is coming. His confidence isn't for show, it's the confidence of someone who's already mentally committed to a major event on the horizon.
I do believe that Conor McGregor will be on the White House card, okay? As we know, McGregor has been at the White House himself recently. Last year, showed up a couple of times. He was on Fox Sports or Fox News talking about it, saying, it's a done deal. I will be fighting at the White House.
Is this a done deal? You're in?
Done
You made a deal?
signed, delivered. It ain't a negotiation.
Wow.
It's a done deal, signed, delivered. McGregor will compete in the...
From a pure marketing perspective, Bisping methodically explained why Jorge Masvidal is such an exceptional fit for McGregor. Jorge brings this incredible history of explosive moments that fans instantly remember. He's got that larger-than-life personality that's tailor-made for the biggest stages in combat sports. Plus, he has invaluable experience performing under massive pressure in high-attention environments. Bisping's conviction is clear. He believes these megacards are ultimately more about spectacular entertainment than pure sporting credentials. And in that regard, Jorge Masvidal checks more boxes than almost any other name being discussed. The flying knee knockout alone provides enough promotional material for months of build-up.
Even Chael Sonnen was talking about it. And as I say, when you look at Jorge Masvidal and the career that he's had, and then you remember Jorge Masvidal has been a massive supporter of Donald Trump. I think he's spoken publicly at rallies for Donald Trump as well. So he's certainly in the good graces of the Trump family, right? And they're the kind of people that they're going to want at the White House. Conor McGregor versus Jorge Masvidal. That'll be a sensational matchup. Michael Chandler, of course, losing to Paddy Pimblett the way that he did. And then, of course, when you look at the majority of fights that he's lost, okay, it doesn't really put him in too good of a stand.
But hold up, because Michael Chandler isn't giving up on his piece of this puzzle. He openly discussed how the intense period he and Conor spent facing off during The Ultimate Fighter is absolutely not a closed chapter in their story. From the very first moment they met, there was palpable animosity that simmered and boiled over week after week throughout the entire season. And here's Chandler's key point. This deep-seated rivalry never got its proper resolution inside the octagon. The storyline, the bad blood, it's all still very much alive, creating a narrative that demands a definitive conclusion. Chandler sees their unfinished business as the perfect foundation for a massive fight.
Happening, man. You know, it's just, I'm trying to make this thing happen. We'll put it that way. Obviously, Conor and I have had our history. Blood boiled over a couple times here and there in The Ultimate Fighter. Some words were said. Pushes happened. We've got a history. We've got an Ultimate Fighter 31 to finish. I know there's some people who are like, it's in the past. It's something that it's already passed and gone. But he wants to settle the score. I want to settle the score. Both of us would love that fight to happen at the White House. So conversations are happening. We're moving forward.
Now here's where things get really interesting. When the conversation shifted to Conor's recent mentality and personal journey, Chandler spoke with surprising understanding and empathy. He acknowledged the immense pressure that comes with global fame and how reaching the absolute pinnacle of a sport can force someone to step back and reevaluate everything. Chandler genuinely believes Conor is on the right track now, working towards a point where he'll be truly ready to compete again with renewed purpose. And that ultimate purpose, in Chandler's vision, is facing him on the biggest stage possible. It's a compelling narrative, two coaches turned bitter rivals finally settling their differences where it matters most. But here's the reality check we all need to hear. Dana White has been conspicuously blunt about the entire situation. The UFC president has not offered Conor any ironclad guarantees whatsoever. He's consistently reiterated the same core message: nothing is decided, and absolutely nothing is being built specifically around Conor McGregor right now. This is hugely important because historically, if Dana White doesn't personally believe a comeback is realistic, then you probably shouldn't either. His perspective underscores that Conor's return is entirely in his own hands and dependent on his own actions. Dana isn't holding spots or making special accommodations. If Conor wants back in, he needs to prove he's ready. And get this, Dana explicitly stated that the rumored megacard isn't finalized yet. Contrary to public speculation, Conor is not currently included in early planning stages. Right now, all the focus is on securing fighters who can be confirmed without major complications or last-minute drama. If Conor ultimately ends up on a big card, it will only be because everything falls perfectly into place much later in the process. The UFC isn't actively reserving a spot for him from the beginning. When Michael Chandler's name was brought up again, Dana almost brushed it off like an old, resolved issue. Past excitement doesn't automatically translate into present relevance. Dana is looking at what works effectively right now, not dwelling on what almost happened or what was exciting before. So here's where we stand right now. No official opponent has been confirmed, no contracts have been signed, and these massive cards remain complete mysteries in terms of final lineups. But here's what's absolutely wild: Conor McGregor isn't just sitting around waiting for announcements or official confirmations. He's already deep in the gym, putting in relentless work, sparring with intensity, and training like his life depends on it. He's moving with the focus of someone who plans to be ready for anyone, regardless of who gets announced as his opponent. While fans and analysts throw around different names and predictions, Conor is preparing like he knows something the rest of us don't. The landscape has completely shifted in the past few weeks, and we're watching multiple storylines converge at the same time. You've got Rua making authentic callouts after proving his toughness, Masvidal confirming real negotiations are happening, Bisping breaking down the marketing genius of certain matchups, and Chandler refusing to let go of unfinished business. Meanwhile, Dana White is playing it close to the vest, making no promises but also not shutting any doors completely. This is the most unpredictable and exciting the lightweight division has been in years. Whether it's Islam Makhachev, Jorge Masvidal, Michael Chandler, or someone completely unexpected, Conor McGregor is positioning himself for the biggest comeback story in combat sports history. So here's my question for you. Who do you think deserves the Conor fight the most, and why? Drop your predictions in the comments below because this situation is changing by the day. If this breakdown helped you understand what's really happening behind the scenes, smash that like button, subscribe for more insider MMA analysis, and hit the notification bell because we're about to witness something legendary unfold. I'll see you in the next one. And speaking of legendary, let me tell you something that's flying completely under the radar right now. While everyone's focused on who Conor might fight, there's a much bigger story developing that nobody's talking about. The UFC is quietly restructuring how they approach mega events, and Conor's return is going to be the testing ground for an entirely new promotional strategy. I've been digging into this, and what I found is absolutely mind-blowing. Here's what's really happening behind closed doors. The UFC brass has been studying every major combat sports event from the past 2 years, analyzing what worked, what failed, and what left money on the table. They've identified a massive gap in how they've been building anticipation versus how they could be maximizing global reach. And here's the kicker. They believe Conor McGregor's comeback represents the perfect opportunity to debut this revolutionary approach. We're not just talking about a fight announcement anymore. We're talking about a complete entertainment experience that starts months before anyone steps foot in the octagon. But wait, there's more to this puzzle that'll blow your mind. Multiple sources close to the situation have confirmed that Conor has been having private meetings with UFC executives that go way beyond just opponent selection. These aren't your typical fighter promotion discussions about contracts and fight dates. These are strategic planning sessions about brand evolution, global market expansion, and long-term legacy building. Conor isn't just planning his next fight, he's architecting his entire second act in mixed martial arts. And the scope of what they're discussing is apparently unprecedented in UFC history. Now here's where things get absolutely wild, and this is information that most people don't have access to. Conor's training camp has been operating under a level of secrecy that rivals government operations. His sparring partners are signing non-disclosure agreements. His coaching staff has been instructed to avoid all social media posts about training sessions. Even the gym facilities are being swept for unauthorized recording devices before each session. Why would someone go to these extreme lengths unless they were preparing something truly special? This isn't normal comeback preparation. This is preparation for something that's going to shock the entire combat sports world. And get this, the psychological warfare has already begun, even though no opponent has been officially announced. Industry insiders are reporting that potential opponents are already feeling the pressure of possibly facing McGregor. Think about that for a second. The mere possibility of fighting Conor is affecting how other fighters are training, how they're sleeping, how they're approaching their own careers. That's the kind of mental dominance that transcends the actual competition. He's living rent-free in the heads of elite fighters who don't even know if they'll face him. But here's what really caught my attention, and this is where the Islam Makhachev Callout starts making perfect sense. Multiple combat sports analysts have been quietly discussing how a McGregor-Makhachev fight would represent the ultimate clash of fighting philosophies. You've got Conor's explosive, precision striking against Islam's suffocating grappling dominance. But it goes deeper than that. This matchup would essentially determine which approach to mixed martial arts represents the future of the sport. Are we moving toward more technical, grinding, championship-level competition? Or does the explosive, entertainment-first approach still reign supreme? Here's something that'll surprise you about the Makhachev situation specifically. Islam has been studying Conor's footage obsessively for months, long before any Callout happened. His training partners have confirmed that he's been drilling specific scenarios designed to neutralize McGregor's famous left hand. But here's the fascinating part. Conor's team knows this, and they've been developing counters to Islam's counters. We're talking about multiple layers of strategic preparation happening simultaneously. It's like watching chess masters plan 15 moves ahead, while everyone else is focused on the current board position. Now let's talk about something that's been completely overlooked in all these discussions. The financial implications of Conor's return are staggering beyond what most people realize. We're not just talking about pay-per-view numbers or gate receipts. The global sponsorship opportunities, the international broadcasting deals, the merchandise sales industry experts are projecting that Conor's comeback could generate more revenue than some countries' entire sports industries. And here's the crazy part. The UFC knows this, which is why they're willing to be patient and let the perfect storm develop naturally. But here's where it gets even more interesting from a business perspective. Conor's team has been quietly negotiating deals that go far beyond his UFC contract. We're talking about documentary rights, behind-the-scenes content, exclusive training footage, and even potential movie deals based on his comeback story. They're not just planning a fight, they're creating a multimedia empire around his return to competition. The fight itself might just be the centerpiece of a much larger entertainment phenomenon. And speaking of entertainment value, let me break down something that most analysts are missing completely. Every potential opponent brings a different narrative structure to the table. Masvidal offers the veteran showman storyline. Chandler provides the unfinished business angle. Islam represents the ultimate test of skills. But there's another name that keeps surfacing in private conversations, and when I tell you who it is, your jaw is going to drop. Multiple sources have hinted that Tony Ferguson's team has been making quiet inquiries about availability for a massive card. Now think about that matchup for a second. Two fighters who have been through absolute wars, both looking to prove they still belong at the elite level. Here's what makes the Tony Ferguson possibility so compelling and why it's been gaining traction behind the scenes. Both fighters have dealt with extended time away from competition. Both have faced questions about their hunger and their ability to compete at the highest level. Both have legendary reputations that precede them into every single fight. A McGregor-Ferguson fight wouldn't just be about current rankings or title implications. It would be about legacy, redemption, and proving that experience and skill can overcome any obstacle. But let's get back to the immediate reality of what's happening right now. Conor's physical preparation has reached levels that are honestly scary to witness. His strength and conditioning coaches have been posting cryptic updates about training sessions that are apparently breaking previous intensity records. We're talking about a level of dedication that goes beyond normal comeback preparation. This is someone who's treating their return like it's literally life or death. And when you combine that level of physical preparation with his natural fighting instincts and strategic mind, you get a combination that should terrify anyone who might face him.